Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Renegade of Wrestling, episode number 10. I am your host, the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams, here to bring you my thoughts on the week in professional wrestling. And what a week we had. Aside from the clusterfuck that was known as TNA wrestling, but then again, isn't every week a clusterfuck when it comes to TNA? Between Bischoff and Hogan and Hardy. Whoa, hey, I know what he's feeling. But anyways, the freaking clusterfuck that is TNA wrestling. I mean, who is even the number one contender? Have they even figured it out yet? Or is freaking Hulk Hogan still freaking strung out on the pain medication they gave him in the hospital for his 500th back surgery? Seriously here. But onto some decent stuff. Now, WWE wasn't great last week, but it did have some high moments and some low moments that I'm going to address real quick as we are here on the road to WrestleMania, baby. This coming Sunday is going to be WrestleMania. Be on the lookout Thursday for Dads of Wrestling. Me and Jeff are going to give our thoughts on the Hall of Fame class. And me and Jeff are also going to be back on Saturday this week, special Saturday episode, with our WrestleMania predictions. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But first thing first, Michael Cole. Boo. What the fuck? Okay. I am not a Michael Cole fan. At all. Never have been. Occasionally he says something that I agree with, and I'll touch on that in a little bit. But dude, seriously? You are signing your death certificate coming out like Jim Ross. You already have enough heat on you, dude. You seriously don't need to get the cheap heat. The only thing that would have made that segment worse is if they had been in Oklahoma. Just saying. Sheamus and Daniel Bryan, we got that match set for WrestleMania. That very well could be one of the matches of the night. That's his slave name. Bryan Danielson making his WrestleMania debut. Me, Jeff, my fiance, Jeff's fiance, we're all really excited to see Bryan mix it up at the show of shows. Finally, after all these years, getting his just dues. Maurice and Eve. Oh my God, seriously? Here is where I agreed with Michael Cole. When Michael Cole stood up last week and got on his microphone and called that match garbage, I stood up from my couch and I applauded him. I'm like, seriously, this match is horrible. For the Divas champion to be wrestling the unbelievable Maurice and stinking the joint up. I mean, seriously, we don't have a Divas match for WrestleMania. Could you have at least given us a solid competitor for Eve? I mean, were Beth Phoenix, Melina, Gail Kim, and Natalya just too busy that night? Seriously, they haven't been seen on TV for a while. Seriously, folks, Maurice. Like I said, folks, there were highs and there were lows. I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated at some of the stuff that's going on in WWE. WrestleMania is around the corner, and they're treating Raws like business as usual. Seriously, we're on the home stretch. These Raws should be, a step above any other week. We had the tag titles on the line last week against Santino and Kozlov. Really? Really? You couldn't find any other tag teams on the entire WWE roster to give a shot to? Seriously? Were the Usos in an all-you-can-eat buffet? That they couldn't make it to the arena? Just throwing this out there. I mean, where were the Usos? I can't even think of any other freaking tag teams because WWE's freaking abandoned all the good ones. But seriously, when's the last time the Usos had a shot? Vince? You want to answer that question for me? Yeah, I didn't think so. At least we got to see Trish Stratus back in action this week, though. Her first match, really, leading up to WrestleMania. Get a little bit of that ring rust off her and John Morrison handicap style against Dolph Ziggler, Lay Cool, and Vicky Guerrero. What can I say? Vicky Guerrero got the pinfall. Seriously, I gotta walk off camera for that one. That is just horrible. Vicky Guerrero getting the pinfall on John Morrison, no less. It was supposed to be girls versus girls, guys versus guys. What did you just do to John Morrison? Seriously, like y'all just seriously cheapened him. Main event was a WrestleMania 22 rematch between Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio. Now, if memory serves me correctly, and I got my wrestling historian here in the background here, he could chime in if he needs to. But if my history is correct, WrestleMania 22 featured a certain wrestler in the mix who actually went into the match as World Heavyweight Champion, and he wasn't in the rematch. He goes by the name of Kurt Angle. Let alone the fact that they were in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Angle's hometown. Now, where I come from, that's a double slap in the face. Seriously. I know Kurt Angle's in TNA. I get that. He's under contract. He's in there with another company. But that's like a huge slap in the face for Kurt Angle. You're going to do a WrestleMania rematch, not even do the match completely right, and then you do it in the person who's not their hometown. The only thing, what I was waiting to see, and would have totally just fucked the Pittsburgh crowd over, I was waiting to hear Kurt's music come over the PA system, and the Patriot come marching out. Seriously, because keep in mind, wrestling fans, before that was Kurt Angle's music, it was the Patriots. The Patriot just kept it warm until Kurt debuted.
Wow.
And to top it all off, The Miz rewrote Mystery. They built up this huge presentation that The Miz, my boy, was going to rewrite Mystery. And his big presentation was the WWE Championship with the W turned upside down. Really, Miz? Really? I'm your boy and all. Couldn't you have at least got a little spinner medallion like the rated R one that had the old Miz TV logo on it? You know, looking like the old school MTV logo, which is where you got started. That would have been cool. You know, brand new belt, spinner belt. You could hook up the V, make that thing spin. It looked like the old MTV logo, but it said Miz TV. Just throwing that out there. To take the W and turn it upside down. And then the biggest fail, they exposed that John Cena was really in the arena, which we all knew. And then they let The Miz and A-Rai get ready to assault John Cena when he comes out. If I had written that segment, Vince, you might want to listen, Vince. You know, I'm not on your payroll. I probably never will be. But, you know, some of us fans actually got good ideas. You might want to check out, you know, some neurotic concepts if you got a moment there. But what I would have done is as soon as they pulled back the set to reveal that John Cena was sitting there in the arena, I would have had him come out through the crowd, creep up behind A-Rai and The Miz, so that as soon as The Miz turned around to A-Rai, right on the shoulders, attitude adjustment, drop him down. That would have made Cena look strong. That would have made Cena get a little one-up in this feud where he's been getting his ass handed to him week in and week out. That would have been good television. Not waiting for the set to be revealed, Cena take the microphone off, then come out the front way.
To the music.
To his music, Noah. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Wrestling Historian. To his music, no less. Seriously. The whole element of surprise got shot to shit. SmackDown wasn't much better. SmackDown wasn't much better. You had a WrestleMania 26 rematch, which, maybe it's just me, but it seems like they're saying that Rey Mysterio is the only person ever been to a WrestleMania. Because he was the only one that had WrestleMania rewind matches this week. Seriously. He fought Randy Orton on Raw, and then he fought CM Punk in a WrestleMania 26 rematch on SmackDown. What's going on here? I mean, could you guys not find any other people to have rematches with? We did get a new Intercontinental Champion, though, when Wade Barrett defeated Kofi Kingston. Now the Core has 3 titles, tag titles, and the IC title. The only one without gold is Big Zeke. I'm sorry, big man, but you ain't going to be the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. That would have been better. That would have been better left for Wade Barrett to go after. You may be the big man, you may be the animal, the enforcer of the group, but Arn Anderson was never world champion. Just saying. Should have been, never was. Somebody I do feel bad about, though, going into WrestleMania, is Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger is the epitome of epic fail going into WrestleMania because last year he won Money in the Bank, cashed in his briefcase 2 days later to become World Heavyweight Champion, and this year he's in Michael Cole's corner. He's not even on the card. The All-American American in the corner of the biggest douchebag this side of Michael P.S. Hayes. Just throwing that out there. You know, this is just me saying. You know, be on the lookout on TNA Impact to see Crimson turn into another Big Papa Pump wannabe, just like they did with Petey Williams. Because, you know, that's how Scotty Steiner does all his tag team partners, you know. It's going to end up being Big Crimson Pump. What do you guys think? I've been rambling on a lot of stuff this week. I touched a whole lot of bases. Leave me comments, leave me feedback, let me know what you think about the stuff I've said. Because it is only my opinion after all. I'm only one man. Unless I've got Jeff standing next to me for Dads on Wrestling, then it's 2 man's opinions.
3, because I'm 2.
Like I said, be on the lookout for Dads on Wrestling twice this week. We're going to hit you Thursday with our thoughts on the Hall of Fame class. We're going to hit you again on Saturday with our WrestleMania predictions. Also, for all of you that want to see how important the ripping up of the Jeff Hardy picture was to where I've come from, I've been uploading some old episodes of a Hardy Conversation on YouTube with me under my former ego, Sean Hardy, and my former co-host, Chris Hardy. You want to check those out because you'll see how big a deal that was for me to rip that photo when you start watching some of those old episodes. Trying to get up to 300 subscribers before WrestleMania, me and Jeff. We can make this happen, people. He's got 18,000 on his own page. If some of y'all just come over to us for our joint show, boost up the numbers, we need 55 more subscribers by this Sunday.
God has spoken. Subscribe there. Right. Okay, good.
We can do it, people. YouTube.com/user/Renegade of Wrestling. Until Thursday, when you'll see me on a brand new episode with Jeff, I am the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams, and I'll see you next time.